Yeas and nays. All those wishing to vote in favor of implementing the bylaw, please rise, remain standing until you're asked to be seated. But ask to tell us the county report the divisions and commence the count. Okay, everybody, please be seated. All those against the motion to implement the bylaw, please rise, remain standing until the sworn in. Okay, you be seated. Voting in the affirmative was 126. Voting against, 134. Therefore, the motion is defeated. Which brings us to Article number 34. With respect to Article number 34, the town moves to dismiss Article number 34. Is there a second motion to dismiss? Board of Selectmen's recommendation is approval. Ms. Mann will explain why. And the Indian government's rules recommendation is dismissal.
Given the fact that the previous article failed, this article is a moot point, and therefore I'm recommending dismissal.
Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have the motion carries. They dismiss. Article number 35. Move that the town vote to dismiss Article number 35. Is there a second to that motion? Motion is made. Seconded. The Board of Selectmen have no recommendation. Is there any discussion of Article number 35? City Magistrate. Well, you can make an amendment.
Okay. I'm confused because the discussion we had before the meeting was a little different from what just happened. This is something that I proposed as a study committee, and at the Board of Selectmen meeting right prior to town meeting, the current Board of Selectmen and the current town manager indicated that they were willing to consider this with or without town meeting action. Therefore, my plan was to make a motion to withdraw. I guess I wasn't allowed to make that motion, so I'm not planning to move forward with this, and I thank the town manager and Board of Selectmen for considering the green communities issue in their next few months. Thanks.
Well, a motion to withdraw and a motion to dismiss is going to have the end result. Are you comfortable with that? You'd like to make a motion to withdraw? You have a motion to withdraw? Yeah, we have to have records.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to withdraw Article number 35.
Do we have a second to the motion? We have our motions in writing because we have to maintain records. He's telling me people want to go home. Is there any further discussion on the motion to withdraw Article number 34? Hearing seen none, all those in favor of withdrawing indicate by saying aye. Those opposed? The ayes have the motion carries to withdraw. Can we have the motion? Wait, did you make an amendment? Yeah, just write it down for us so we'll have it in writing for the records. We have to maintain a series of records for the town reports. And that we'd be happy to accept. Which brings us to Article number 36. The motion that's been offered with respect to Article number 36 is what what's known as beyond the scope of the article. Let me explain what I mean by that. The article has warned the voters that they were seeking to instruct the town to utilize the town website to formulate the position with respect to the proposed pipeline. The motion is not asking to utilize the website at all. So, in my opinion, it's not within the scope of the article. We have to stay within the four corners of the article. Once we have a motion before us, yes. So, I'm going to rule this particular motion out of order only because it doesn't fall within the scope of the article. It's asking us to do something different than what the article warned the voters in the town of Draycote of. So that's where we're at. I can read this if the town will vote.
Could you please speak up?
Well, this is not a very good microphone system, so you have to bear with us. There's been a number of issues here this evening. To see if the town will ask the Draycote Board of Selectmen to hold a public forum on the importance of the proposed TGP, high-pressure gas pipeline crossing the length of Draycote and the compressor station in East Draycote within 40 days. So it's not as though I'm opposed to the intent of the maker of the motion. What I'm saying is, it's asking us to take up some action that differs from what the voters have been warned of in the article. So that's why I'm going to rule the motion out of order, unfortunately. So that we have any other motion at this time for Article 36. Just bear with us. We'll give you this paper. Move that the town vote to dismiss Article number 36. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Motion's been made, seconded. The Board of Selectmen's recommendation is one of dismissal. Now under discussion. Maker of the original article, petition.
Julie Jetty, I'm from 33 Prides Crossing Road, last street in Draycote on the Tingsboro line between the State Forest and the Lake Muscatec. That's what got me interested in the pipeline at first, and pounding on doors, talking to people in town. We've met a lot of nice people, great town. Didn't know that before, but now I do, which makes my reason for being here even more important, because there are about 400 abutters who will be impacted by the pipeline. What I would like to do is have a town forum, obviously. I don't know how to write that. So I will still pursue that. And I hope that those who came tonight to talk about the pipeline, because there are abutters, will come up and talk and tell the town how they feel. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on the motion to dismiss? State your name and address, please.
George Borg, 45 Dean Ave. The pipeline issue, I think, is irrelevant. I think this is a bad precedent for the town to be putting info on the town website, advocating for a specific yay or nay on any issue. I mean, this is a regulated utility. There'll be hearings on this pipeline. And I just think by using the town website to advocate for or against any political issue, it's just a bad precedent. Someone will have to monitor it to make sure it's factually accurate. We could be opening up ourselves to potential lawsuits down the road once the precedent is set. Someone could say, well, I want to get my position advocated. And I think we should vote to dismiss because it's just, it's a bad idea.
Let me just point out, before we continue, that when I had read the original article, the article, as you see it, is asking that the town clerk be instructed to put the opposing views on the town website, and I indicated to the lady, the maker of the petition, the motion of the article, the conversation a week or two ago, the town meeting cannot instruct a town board or a town department head to violate the law. By that I mean it's not allowed under the ethics laws to utilize town property for private, personal, or political positions. I use the marquee in front of the high school that I was having a conversation with her as an example. Say, for example, the town, the Walmarts want to build across the street from the high school. We couldn't utilize the marquee on the high school to have a slogan that says vote no on Article 3 for Walmart. So we have to take up some form of action on all of the articles, which is why the motion to dismiss has been offered. Because the article is actually out of order, but we still have to dispense it in some method. Any further discussion? Just state your name and address for the record.
Tim D'Agostino, 52 Carpath Road. I'm not sure that, well, the way I read the Warren article, I didn't know that it was to ask about putting opposing information up on the website. I thought it was just to open a discussion of information about what the project entails, because there seems to be no information out there from Kinder Morgan or from the town for anybody really. And I don't think a lot of people understand how much this is going to affect the town. So I guess really what I'm looking for is some sort of exchange of factual information, neither for or against, but actual information about what it entails, what's going to be built and where, because the concern is the compressor station. That's a significant impact to the area, and I just think that the town should have as much information as is available to properly vote on it when those hearings do come around, if in fact they do.
Well, I can tell you that any hearings that involve the town have to be posted with the time and the date. For example, years ago we had a power plant proposal down in the other section of town, and numerous meetings, all of them were posted so that the voters could, the butters and so forth could attend.
The only reason I say that is because I haven't heard anything about it until like recently, over the past 2 weeks, and it seems like the project's already pretty far along, where they're surveying and land and all that stuff already. So that's all.
I'll just ask.
I could speak to that. I know we have a lot of preliminary information. There are no definitive plans. We have as much information as you have as far as location, and we're all being as patient as we can, and it's a federal mandate. It's going to take public hearings. It's going to take a lot of information, and we'll do our best to keep the public informed and up to date with what we need. Excuse me, Rich. Before everybody leaves, before we dismiss this, before we dismiss, right, adjourn the meeting, I just wanted to say thank you to the residents for coming out tonight and helping us out and getting through these articles. I know it's late, it's 10:25, but thank you again.
Brings us back to the motion to dismiss. I just point out, it's not as though the town is for or against the whole pipeline issue. It's just utilizing the website to take a position, not to one vote as many hearings, but to take a position. That's what is not allowed, and that's why the motion to dismiss is before us. Is there any further discussion on the motion to dismiss? In favor or against dismissal?
I'm Bryce to speak, Mr. Moderator, against the motion to dismiss. Rich Cowan at 12 Greenlawn Avenue. The reason I'm speaking against the motion to dismiss is we've had a warrant that has had many placeholder articles on it to see if the town will spend quote a sum of money to do this or that. When those articles came up, there's an opportunity for the maker of the motion to state that there's going to be a specific amount of dollar amount. It's very common that the motion is going to be different from what was actually in the warrant. When this was put on the agenda by a committee of people, Drake Pipeline Awareness Group, on April 18th, there's a lot that we did not know about the Kinder Morgan pipeline. We did not know that there would be a compressor station in Drake. We didn't find that out until 3 days later. We found it out because there was a meeting in Hollis, New Hampshire, attended by 300 people in a school. We didn't know back then that the route was going to be changed. In fact, we don't know where the route is now. The route is going to go was going to go through the high school. Now, I heard just 20 minutes ago that the route may actually be redirected to near Jean d'Arc Credit Union. Going through the heart of our town is a serious issue. This is something that deserves attention from a Board of Selectmen, and it has 2 new members. The Board of Selectmen that had these discussions last time, 2 of those members are no longer there. We have two new ones. This is also something where the Governor Patrick, and the other 5 New England governors are receiving information from a group called the New England States Committee on Electricity. It's been said that the deliberations on this are going to take place at the federal level. That's not true. The deliberations on this are going to take place at the state level, and in fact, if you go to nesco.com, you'll see those deliberations going on right now. The deliberation regards whether electricity bill payers should be forced to pay a tariff on their electric bills to pay for a $2.7 billion pipeline,
All right, hold it.
which will go from right on to Drake. I'm not going to stop, Mr. Moderator. I'm not going to stop.
Let me explain.
No, let me explain. This is a serious issue.
Stop. Stop. The motion before us, whether you're for or against it,
Have my 5 minutes expired?
listen. The motion before us is to dismiss because what the original article was asking us to do is not allowed under the ethics law. The town and hundreds of thousands of people can go to the various meetings at the state and voice their opinion. They can formulate groups. You cannot instruct the town clerk or the town manager to violate the ethics law. So,
Julie just tried to put in a motion to ask the town to hold a public forum. That had nothing to do with instructing. If the Board of Selectmen is allowed to come and put in a motion different from the placeholder that's in the warrant, why can't the citizens of Drake also be afforded that right? Thank you.
the petitioner provided me with the motion, and I read it, and I went over it, and I conferred to see if my opinion was one and the same with the town council, but it did not fall within the scope of the article, which brought us to the motion to dismiss offered by the town. It's not a position that the town is taking for or against the issue of the pipeline. It's utilizing the town mechanism to instruct us to utilize the website. I know that's not what you want to hear, but those are the rules we have to go by. I'm going to offer the petitioner one-shot explanation. You have something you want to offer on the motion to dismiss? We're on the motion to dismiss.
Okay. Mr. Gaudet has stated that he had told me about Walmart putting a sign in front of the school. What about Kinder Morgan putting it up on our website? Whoever did that, they did the same thing. They did the same thing. They put that thing up on our town website. It looks like the town believes that's the correct way to move. If it is or isn't, we need facts as a town.
Any further discussion? On the motion to dismiss, all those in favor of dismissal indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed?
No.
The ayes have it, motion carries by majority votes.
Motion to adjourn.
I want to thank you once again, as Ms. indicated, for your patience this evening. Appreciate your participation. Motion to adjourn for a second. All those in favor?